So we do the first part twice, and then we do our prayer for you, your prayer for me, and we do 2 key changes, and that's the last one. Is that what I hear you? Yeah. I can read aloud to you after these. And I'm used to doing this without I'm a classic matron, but there are some
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Unitarian Universalist Church of Silver Spring. My name is Carolyn Savatkin, and I'm today's worship associate. My pronouns are she, her. Whether you're joining us here in the sanctuary or on Zoom, I'm so glad you are here with us today. I'm sorry to announce that we will not be able to offer ASL interpretation for today's service. Our usual interpreter, Miyako Villanueva, is not feeling well today, so I hope you will join me in sending her healing love. In an effort to provide accessibility today, we've enabled closed captions on Zoom so that those attending the service virtually can read what is said. I'd like to welcome all guests or visitors in the congregation today. Juan Kim is our welcoming captain, and Juan is in the back of the sanctuary. Juan will answer your questions about our congregation. As the United States prepares to mark another Independence Day on Tuesday, we will reflect together in worship this morning on the tension between the values of freedom and interdependence. Now it's time to greet one another. We'll begin by greeting those on Zoom. Those in the sanctuary, turn to the camera to your right and wave to those joining. Now, if you're joining today by Zoom, it's your turn. Please turn your cameras on and wave so those in the sanctuary can see you. There they are. Now I invite those on Zoom to greet one another in the chat, while those of us here in person get up and greet our neighbors around the sanctuary. In a minute or two, the music will start, and that's our cue to go back to our seats and sing the opening hymn, number 151. The words to all hymns will be on your screen.
places, in countless generations and lands, people who could not have survived without one another have dreamed of freedom. As this country prepares to mark another Independence Day, we gather to remember those hard-won liberties for which so many have sacrificed so much, to tell the truth about this country's brutal legacy of oppression, and to mourn the steady loss of so many freedoms in these, our own days. Spirit of freedom and justice, in this hour spent together to lift up all that is most holy, most good, most true, fill our minds with visions of a world more free for all. Fill our hearts with determined love that shows up for others. Strengthen our spirits for the days that lie ahead, and free us to take joy every single place we find it. Come, let us worship together. Good morning. My name is Reverend Kristin. I am the settled minister of this congregation. My pronouns are she, her, hers. I invite everyone to please rise in body or spirit and join in saying the words on the screen as we light our flaming chalice, symbol of our free faith. May this light warm our hearts with love and truth and guide us in the ways of truth. As we gather here for worship, we pledge ourselves to the endless search for truth, to the right of each to believe as mind, heart, and conscience dictate, to accept the responsibilities this freedom commands, and to implement our belief in the essential worth and dignity of every human being. Won't you please be seated and join in singing our chalice lighting song? So here we are on Sunday, July 2nd, just 2 days from the 4th of July. So who can tell me what we celebrate on the 4th of July? I'm wondering if any of our younger folks here may be able to tell me that. Anyone? What do we celebrate on the 4th?
Freedom and independence.
Freedom and independence. Yeah. Any other answers?
All America became America.
Yeah, when we became America. So July 4th was the day in 1776 that the United States of America was established, when the Second Continental Congress ratified the Declaration of Independence. Now, the holiday has come to be a time when people play patriotic music and decorate with American flags and celebrate freedom. When I was a kid, 4th of July was the holiday we spent at my aunt and uncle's house in Arlington, swimming in their pool, cooking out with all their neighbors and friends, and because it was in Virginia, setting off fireworks in the street. Now these days, I experience the 4th of July more as a nationalistic holiday that doesn't leave much room for voices of people barred from the liberties and legal protections that many people take for granted. One of the first ways I remember encountering American nationalism was in public schools, when everyone said the Pledge of Allegiance, right? And I always thought it was kind of weird to pledge to a piece of cloth, to a flag. And around my middle school years, the final phrase, with liberty and justice for all, it kind of began to feel almost like a lie. I can definitely pledge my allegiance to the values of liberty and justice for all people, but when so many people here are denied that freedom and justice, the words turn to ash in my mouth. So this morning, I invite us to consider where our allegiances do lie, what we can pledge ourselves to. This country is rooted in a mythos of freedom and independence, of people picking themselves up by the bootstraps and making their own wealth out of nothing. But the times and places where this country has flourished have been times and places where people could and would depend on one another, where they worked together, where they understood their well-being as tied up with everyone else's. When we understand ourselves to be not a collection of utterly independent individuals, but a collective, a community, an interdependent web, then deeper freedom and justice and abundance are possible. So it's in this spirit that I invite us to try out a different pledge. This is the Pledge of Allegiance to the Earth and All Life, written by Vern Barnett. So if you wish, I invite you to join with me in the words that will appear on the screen, and notice how the words make you feel. I will read the words, and I invite you to notice how they make you feel. I pledge allegiance to the earth and all life, the fields and streams, the mountains and seas, the forests and deserts, the air and soil, all species and reserves, habitats and environments. One world, one creation, one home, indivisible for all. Affected by pollution anywhere, depleted by any waste, endangered by greedy consumption, degradation by faithfulness, preserved by recycling, conservation, and reverence. The great gift renewed for all generations to come. Protected, preserved by reducing, reusing, recycling, with conservation and reverence. The great gift renewed for all generations to come. So I now invite us into our time of joys and sorrows, a time in our service when we practice vulnerability and compassion in community. Not all joys and sorrows are things we may wish to share with a whole lot of people, and I hope everyone knows that the lay ministers and I are available to have one-on-one conversations if that would be more helpful. But some joys are too wonderful and some sorrows too heavy to hold alone. So if you wish to share something today, I invite you to form a line down the chalice aisle of the sanctuary and come forward when I invite you to do so. Please speak clearly into the microphone and begin by saying your name so we all know who you are. And after each person shares, you are invited to say with me, in every joy and sorrow, we are held in love beyond belief.
I'm Lynn Cave, and
So I invite you now into a moment of quiet together, grateful for the sounds of life all around us. If you've suffered a deep loss in the last year, I invite you to stand or raise your hand during the silence if you wish, so the congregation can bear witness to your grief. Let us now enter into a time of quiet together. please join me in prayer with words written by the Reverend Tamara Leback. God of many names, you who has endowed us with the inalienable rights of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, help us remember this day that in this country there is no national religion. There is no superior race. There is no preferable gender or orientation. We gather holding a common value, that the glory of this country rests first and foremost in its diversity. Out of many ideas, out of many beliefs, out of many views, out of many voices, out of many passions, out of many experiences, we are one. Help us to never forget that we need not be alike to live and love alike. We ask for forgiveness this day for our national and individual transgressions, when we have chosen inaction or silence in the face of injustice and abuse of power and our failure to claim our own. We ask for forgiveness for when we have not known our neighbor, fed our hungry, equipped our future generation with knowledge and love. We ask for a blessing on this nation according to our own faith and forms, and pledge our voice in support of moving closer and closer to freedom. In the names of those who have come before and those who are yet to be, in the names of all of the helpers of humankind. Amen. Blessed be. So now is the time for any children and any adults who will be working with them to recess out of the sanctuary while we sing you off to your pollinators class. We are going to sing that a cappella, I believe. No, we have it? Just kidding. We have the piano music. Excellent. Our time together is sacred, but now it's time to part. Though we'll miss being together, you're always right here in my heart. Our first reading this morning was written by Richard Blanco, a Cuban-American writer who served as the 5th inaugural poet in U.S. history for President Barack Obama. It's titled Declaration of Interdependence. Such has been the patient sufferance. We're a mother's bread, instant potatoes, milk at a checkout line, her 3 children pleading for bubble gum and their father. We're the 3 minutes she steals to page a tabloid, needing to believe even the stars' lives are as joyful and bruised. Our repeated petitions have been answered only by repeated injury. We are her second job, serving an executive in a shark gray suit absorbed in his Fortune magazine at a sidewalk cafe. We are the shadow of skyscrapers like giant chess pieces in a game he bet his family on and lost. We are the lost. We are a father who can't mine a life anymore in a town where too much, too little has happened for too long. A history of repeated injuries and usurpations. We are the grit of his Main Street's blacked out windows and spray-painted truths, or a street lined with royal palms, home to a Peace Corps couple who now collect art in winter in Aruba. We're their dinner party talk of wines and picket signs once wielded, retirement accounts and draft cards once burned. We are there knowing it's time to do more than read the New York Times, buy fair trade coffee and grass-fed beef. In every stage of oppressions, we have petitioned for redress. We are the canned corn of a farmer who plows into his couch as worn as his back by the end of the day. We're watching news having everything, nothing to do with the field dust in his eyes or his son nested in the ache of his arms. We're his son, and a black son who drove too fast or too slow, talked too much or too little, moved too quickly, but not quick enough for a bullet. We're our dead, our blood-stained blackboards, dance floors, church, pulpits. We mutually pledge to each other our lives, our fortunes, and our sacred honor. We are the living who light vigil candles and the cop who didn't shoot. We are the inmate with his volunteer teacher diagramming sentences, the Buddhist alongside the stockbroker serving soup at a shelter. We're the grandfather taking a selfie with his grandson and his husband, the widow's 50 cents in the collection plate, and the golfer's $10,000 pledge for a cure. We hold these truths to be self-evident. We're them. They're you. You're me. We're us. A handshake, a smile good morning on the bus, a door held open, a seat we give up on the subway. We tend restrooms or sell art, make huevos rancheros or herbed salmon, run for mayor or restock shelves, work a backhoe or write poems. We are a poem in progress. When in the course of human events, it becomes necessary for one people to fulfill the promise of being one people, necessary to abolish any government that becomes destructive of these ends, necessary to dissolve the political bands that keep us from speaking to each other, necessary to avow our interdependence, to look straight into each other's eyes the way we behold the moon, and declare to one another, I see you, I see you, I see you. Here ends the first reading.
I am on a lonely road and I am traveling, looking for something, what can it be? Oh, I hate you some, I hate you some, I love you some. Oh, I love you when I forget about me. I wanna be strong, I wanna laugh along, I wanna belong to the living. Alive, alive, I wanna get out and jive, I wanna wreck my stockings. If the jukebox died, do you want to dance with me, baby? Do you wanna take a chance on maybe making some sweet romance? Well, come on, come on, boom, boom, no. I really, really want our love to do is to bring out the best in me and you. All I really, really want our love to do is to bring out the best in me and you. I wanna talk to you, I wanna shampoo you, wanna renew you again and again. Applause, applause, you know life is our cause. When I think of your kisses, my mind seesaws. Can't you see how you're hurting me, baby? And I hurt you too. and we both feel so blue. I am on a lonely road and I am traveling, searching for the key to set me free, free from the jealousy and the greed that's the unraveling, the unraveling. Oh, it undoes the good in us that could be. I wanna have fun, I wanna shine like the sun, I wanna be the one that you wanna see. I wanna knit you a sweater, wanna write you a love letter, wanna make you feel better, wanna make you feel free, free, wanna make you feel free. All I really, really want our love to do is to bring out the best in me and you too.
Our second reading was written by Marjan Nadiri, a 5-time Grand Slam champion winner and Library of Congress's 2018 National Book Festival Poetry Slam champion. The poem is titled Learning My Name. In first grade, I told kids my name was Sarah. Saw the way Sarah lifted the curtain, but never cleared the confusion, white enough for no one to ask questions. In second grade, my teacher did roll call every morning. I'd clench my fists as she'd sputter, John Nadiri, to the broken record of her eyebrows. Every time my name is said, my bloodline folds scripts of history, so it sounds better in the job interview. Strips the vowels hidden in my voice, not fitting for the Western tongue. Marjan Nadiri. Oh, so like the plant marjoram? Like Parmesan? Like the Chinese game Mahjong? Like the way my first white teacher said it. The way she corrected me in front of the classroom until I learned to strip parts of my identity the way she did. Taught me to bite down my tongue and watch my heritage crumble to pieces beneath my jaw that she'd feed herself. She taught me to white out my name in the Farsi dictionary. Reminded me, for a family tree to stop growing, you gotta rip it from its cultural roots, tear away what was once growth. She planted my roots in stolen soil, called it America. You shouldn't know another language here. Besides, what do you have to roll the R for? It's the only thing us white people can't do. When you forget where you're from, that's when you'll truly become American. Here, let me teach you a new symphony. Learn to sing our song now. Forget the bloodlines of or your blood will be next in line for our red carpet. Roll out your history only to have us stampede. We'll turn the Atan into the 8-step masquerade. Must I remind you of the 7-day battle or the 6 seconds it took to love a language that will never learn your name? When I cry to my mother's feet, she reminds me, you translate to the coral in the depths of heaven's rivers. Your name is Marjan. You grow from the root word maraj, flowing freely. When they try to powder your name, the rest of your identity disintegrates along with it. Flags and people wave at the same things they have forgotten. So remember, Your grandfather did not immigrate halfway across the world for you to flatten into someone else's mouth. Our names hit like atom bombs that radiate through decades. Remember, your hands hold the lifelines and the lifetimes of a lineage. When they ask your name, if you dare to feel ashamed, seek every fighting fiber hidden in your warrior of a body. Remember, they can't empty the bloodline of a fighter. So reload another stone into the slingshot that is your mouth. Reach out the palms of an engraved heritage and say, Marjan Nadiri. Here ends the second reading. Our final reading was written by John Daniel, who is an itinerant teacher and writer, and who comes from a long line of Unitarians. He writes, and it's called Dependence Day. It would be a quieter holiday, no fireworks or loud parades, no speeches, no salutes to any flag, a day of staying home instead of crowding away, a day we celebrate nothing gained in war, but what we are given. How the sun's warmth is democratic, touching everyone, and the rain is democratic too. How the strongest branches in the wind give themselves as they resist, and give themselves. How birds could have no freedom without the planet's weight to wing against. How Earth itself could come to be only when a whirling cloud of dust pledged allegiance as a world, circling dependently around a star, and the star blossomed into fire from the ash of other stars. And once, at the dark zero of our time, a blaze of revolutionary light exploded out of nowhere, out of nothing, because nothing needed the light, as the brilliance of the light itself needs nothing. Here ends the reading.
This congregation governs itself through the democratic process, calling our own ministers and electing our own leaders. This is both a great blessing and a great responsibility. UUCSS is free to follow wherever truth, love, and justice lead us together. But we are also responsible for fueling the journey. Unlike some congregations, ours receives no funding from our denomination. Everything we do together is possible because of our collective generosity. So let's be generous today. As you can see on the screen, there are lots of ways to be generous with UUCSS. If you are here in person, you can also place your offering in one of the offering plates as it's passed around in just a moment, or use your phone to scan the QR code on the back of today's handout to give through PayPal. In a world of so many transitional relationships, may our offering today remind us that we are all more than individuals, more than consumers. This congregation and our communities thrive when we live out the truth of our connectedness, our interdependence, our mutual well-being. In that spirit, the offering will now be given and received.
So this is my UU sermon in a calypso form. There is a part for you in it, and we will sing it through a couple of times when we get to it. The words are, we are one family. We are one family. We are one family. You and me equally. You'll hear it when it comes around. Bum ba dum ba dum bum, bum ba dum ba dum bum, bum 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 ba dum ba bum, bum bum bum. No man is an island. The poet said it long ago. What hurts you would hurt me too, like a ripple when you cast a stone. No woman an island. We're all part of a common shore. What helps you would help me too, and so it shall be evermore. We're all part of humanity, with worth and dignity. We are a family, can't you see? No one is an island. None of us is here alone. Injustice would hurt you too. Remember when you cast that stone. Here's a steel band solo. Bum ba da ba da ba, bum ba ba da ba da ba 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 ba. Bum ba ba da ba ba da ba 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 da ba 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 da. Bum ba da ba ba, bum ba da ba 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 da ba ba da bum. Ba ba da ba ba, ba da ba 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 bum. We're all part of humanity, with worth and dignity. We are a family, can't you see? No one is an island. None of us is here alone. Injustice would hurt you too. Remember when you cast a stone. Here comes your part. We are one family. We are one family. We are one family. You and me equally. We are one family. We are one family. We are one family. You and me keep it going. A sister, a brother, a neighbor, a stranger, a sister, a brother, a neighbor, a stranger, a sister, a brother, a neighbor, a stranger. You and me you and me equally. A sister, a brother, a neighbor, a stranger. A sister, a brother, a neighbor, a stranger. A sister, a brother, a neighbor, a stranger. You and me equally. For whom do the bells toll? For whom do the bells toll? For whom they toll? For you and me equally. For whom do the bells toll? For whom do the bells toll? For whom they toll? For you and me equally.
Deborah, you wrote that? Wow. We gather in person and on Zoom for worship every Sunday morning here at UUCSS. But our church is not the only organization that puts together these services. We are a vibrant collective of volunteers and staff. We are part of the wider Silver Spring community, and we are a member of the Unitarian Universalist Association and part of the global UU denomination. Today we have 4 announcements. Number 1. First, an invitation to join us next week for T-Shirt Sunday. Next Sunday, everyone is invited to wear your favorite family-friendly T-shirt to church, and we will reflect together on the complexity of image, perception, and identity. Our second announcement is about Sunday support, the name for the teams that help make us Sunday morning logistics happen. Just a minute. If you're around a Sunday or two this summer and you'd like to be part of helping us offer a warm welcome, I hope you will sign up to help out with Sunday support. To sign up, please let Marcia Joyner know you are interested. Please don't use the QR code on today's handout. Marcia's in the back. All adults are welcome to an in-person book discussion of A Fat Talk, Parenting in the Age of Diet Culture by Virginia Soul Smith. We'll have beverages and snacks. The book is available at area libraries in print, ebook, and audiobook formats. The date is July 25th. The time is 6 p.m., and it's at Karen Carey's backyard, 734 Thayer Avenue, Silver Spring. And they'll move it inside if it rains. Fourth and lastly, all kids are invited to participate in our summer religious education program this summer. About halfway through each summer Sunday service, kids who wish to participate will be sung out to the fellowship house, the UUCSS Pollinators class. This is a drop-in class that designated for elementary-age kids. For middle and high school youth can help out if they wish. The class will meet in the fellowship house and on the playground. So kids coming to UUCSS Pollinators should come wearing sunscreen, bug spray, and with a water bottle. Also, this is a reminder that kids today will need to be picked up from class right after today's postlude. Please join me in the words for extinguishing the chalice. Carry the flame of peace and love until we meet again.
So we're going to sing today's closing hymn. I invite you to rise in body or spirit. This is one that's not in our hymnals. It's very repetitive. You will learn it quickly. We will sing the first part one time through, and then I invite you to join in with us, and then we'll just go wherever the Spirit leads us. Let's rise.
need you to survive. You are important to me. I need you to survive. I pray for you. You pray for me. I love you. I need you to survive. I won't harm you with words from my mouth. I love you. I need you to survive. I pray for you. You pray for me. I love you. I need you to survive. I won't harm you with words from my mouth. I love you. I need you to survive. I pray for you. I pray for me. I love you. I need you to survive. I won't harm you with words from my mouth. I love you. I need you to survive. I pray for you. You pray for me. I love you. I need you to survive. I won't harm you with words from my mouth. I love you. I need you to survive. It is Lord's will that every need be supplied. You are important to me. I need you to survive.
I offer these words of benediction by Jim McGraw. When I say go in peace, I don't mean go in mindless oblivion. When I say go in peace, I don't mean go without challenging yourself or others. When I say go in peace, I don't mean go in utter ease and comfort. When I say go in peace, I mean go in peace seeking justice. I mean go in peace committed to equal rights and opportunities for all. Can I get an amen? Woo! When I say go in peace, I mean go in the peace that is created when together we build communities of true solidarity, deep compassion, and fierce, unrelenting love. Go in peace.
The postlude comes courtesy of the Rascals, and you are invited to dance. The more you dance, the longer we'll play.
Sing along if you know it.
Bear in mind.
1, 2, 3, and
All the world over, so easy to see. People everywhere just wanna be free. Listen, please, listen, that's the way it should be. Peace in the valley, people got to be free. Bum, 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 bum. Bum, 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 bum.
you should see what a lovely, lovely world this would be if everyone learned to live together. Seems to me it's such an easy thing it should be. Why can't you and me learn to love one another?
Love one another. All the world over, so easy to see. People everywhere just gotta be free. I can't understand, it's so simple to see. People everywhere just gotta be free. Bum, 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 bum. Bum, 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 bum. There's a man who is down and needs a helping hand. All it takes is you to understand and to pull him through. It seems to me we gotta solve it individually.
Thank you.